thing with my shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just let's just hear where you were at that point.
Right.
Yeah,
So
nah, that was
so
different time.
take us back to how you guys eventually linked up with each other.
I mean,
MySpace.
this is an incredible story. But go ahead, you can tell it, or I'll tell it, whatever.
Yeah, MySpace. It was crazy. Let me see. I was on MySpace, and I forgot. You know what? I think I was checking out some hip hop blogs, and there was a mixtape that came out called I don't know if it was Confidence's mixtape.
It
It
was
was he
called Recon. I love
Recon, yeah, and he redid a bunch of joints. He redid Gangstar Dwick, and then he did I think it was not Children of the Corn, but it was Big L and Cam. They had a
yeah,
little group. American Dream, I think was the joint.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway, he redid a bunch of joints, and I'm like, damn, where these beats come from? You know, and the beats were fire. So I was like, you know what? Let me reach out to him on MySpace. Let me see if he's on MySpace. You know, because MySpace was like the Instagram or Facebook of his day. And I was like, yo, you selling any of your beats? And he responded. And I was like, yo, let me see. Can I cop something? Or can I rhyme on this joint or whatever? Um, and I had some tracks on my MySpace. I think I had like 4 tracks from the mixtape that I made. And so he heard my joints and he was like, yo, you want to do an album? So I was like, yeah. And for me, I didn't expect that, and his production was crazy, and one of the joints that he used on that mixtape, we used as a single. So that's how I met Confidence.
So so can you give us a time frame? Because the album came out 2011. So what would you say you guys met prior to that? 2010,
2010.
Okay.
1 year before?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
literally took a year to do the album. That shit came out in 2010. And yo, shout out too, man. Let me tell you, like the 6 degrees of separation to this story as well. My dude from Bulgaria, man, like he, I had put out this mixtape that he heard before on my own with like no promotion, no help, just like trying to, and let me see what I can do. And this dude I hooked up with from Bulgaria, he was like a big supporter, and he was like, "Yo, man, like people need to hear this shit." And I was like, "I know." He was like, "Yo, you need to like promote it. You need to do this." So yo, I hooked up with Matt Diamond from Call My Records and I paid him to promote the album. And because of that, it got to Rashad. You know what I'm saying? So it really, I wanted it done. I had no plans of really taking this to the next level if it wasn't for this dude from Bulgaria. So, and I gave him a shout out. I even gave him a shout out on the Purpose and Confidence CD. I didn't do it on the Rashad. I should have. But just because like he kind of like elevated my mind to like try to go to the next level, and it turned into this. So like he was like the origin of it all. So it's pretty sick in my mind.
Right. At what point did the album start to take shape? Are you sending music electronically, or did you guys hook up in person?
For the most part, I would say electronically, and then there was times when we did meet up occasionally. But yeah, for the most part, it was electronically, and
Okay.
I would say, with Confidence's joints, I would listen to them, and they would just put me in a certain mood, and that's how like certain concepts came about, you know. But I think if we were in the studio together, we probably
Yeah, it
would
would
have
have been
had,
dope.
yeah, a crazy banger. You know what I mean?
So for the most part, it was you guys weren't in the studio for any of this.
No,
Nope.
Okay.
And like I've always
that's a
said,
good
like
idea though
yeah.
for the next joint.
Well, he did come. He did come up. He did come up to Boston, and we ended up shooting the cover when he came up, and we just hung out with. But that was it. Like, cause the album was already done. Like we were done recording. But yo, I'll say this. Like I always, like Rashad, I've told this before in like other interviews that like, I mean, honestly, Rashad was the mastermind behind this project. I was like I was like Frankenstein, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, go there. And I'm like, "Ooh," you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, okay, here are the beats. But he's like, no, 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 yes, no, yes, yes. And so it was like he knew where he wanted to take this project. He knew what sound he wanted. And if I didn't have that, he didn't want it. So like I had to learn like all right, what is the sound he wants? Like what's the style, you know? So I can try to, make that match. And luckily we finally did it. But to this day, I'm a very picky person, but this dude is probably the pickiest person you'll ever meet. Now I don't know how he goes to a restaurant and eats anything because he probably don't like nothing on the
I'm,
menu.
I'm complicated. I'm a complicated eater too.
Yeah.
Can't front on that.
Did you guys have early conversations of the direction you guys wanted to go, or was it mainly spearheaded by you, Rashad?
I think we had conversations, but I think in my mind, I was looking at it like, I approach music as a fan. So I'm a fan first, and at the time I think this the sound that I was looking for was lacking in the game. And I was like, I just wish somebody would just put out something that's just ill all the way around. You know what I mean? Like I want to hear this, but I'm not hearing it, even from my favorite artists.
Right.
So, and I'm expecting certain artists to come with like make certain joints, and they're not coming with it. I'm like, actually they're doing the complete opposite of what, they used to do. You know what I'm saying? So um when I met Confidence, I was like, yo, his joints are like it. He has the sound, what I mean? That I feel like, could just resurrect the whole era or just bring the game back, period. So yeah, man, when I heard those joints, I was like, okay, I want my album to sound like, or our album to sound like, I don't know, I was influenced by like some OC. I was influenced by. I was thinking about being at my grandmother's house. You know what I'm saying? And growing up and what I grew up off of, and picturing myself in certain areas, and the things that I used to listen to, and I had to plug into that, and that's what I did when I made that album, and that's the direction that I wanted to go in, and I went with the intention of, when people hear this, I want them to say, damn, like, wow, this brings me back to a place. This is classic. You know what I'm saying? I wanted people to say, okay, yeah, this is classic. You know what I mean? There was no like, there was no black and white, you know, there was no middle ground. It was like, nah, yeah. Damn, I feel like I'm a kid again. I'm watching you on TV raps. I'm at my mother's house. I'm eating cereal, and you know what I'm saying. And it's after school. You know what I mean. I wanted to bring people back to a place.
Right.
And that was my intention when we made the album.
Yo, and again, like from my point of view, like I'm just trying to make a beat. You know what I mean? Like where you had this like whole like philosophy and shit, and really at the time I wasn't even privy to that. And so, like I mean literally out of brand new in the city, every other beat I made from scratch because I'm trying to get to where his vision was going, which I didn't even know at the time like that. But I'm like I gotta step my game up. So not only did you like have this like elevated vision, but I had to step my vision up as well so I can meet you at the top and we could bring this project together, at the level that basically you wanted at. And that's what we did because of you, of how what your vision was. So
Very dope.
it all just worked out
Yeah,
in the end
yeah.
without knowing the details and shit. You know what I'm saying?
How did you guys link up with Ill Adrenaline Records?
Well, I guess that's my doing, huh?
Yeah.
Now, now, shout out to Adrenaline, man. They gave us a chance in the beginning. We didn't have any outlets. We didn't have anything to put this project out at the time. At least at a level where we thought would be like, okay, this is a good start. And I just happened to I was on Twitter at the time, and I happened to see. I just seen. I guess I came across their Twitter page, and I was like, yo, these dudes look. They look pretty legit. Like I seen some names that they were sort of running with, and some different tweets, and so I hit them up. I'm like, yo, um, how can we get involved? Like I got a project here, like blah blah blah, and I sent some joints, and I mean, shit, who wouldn't be behind these these songs? So, they wanted to put it out, and well, I mean, we put it out. Um, I mean, it was definitely. I mean, look, at the end of the day, like this shit didn't like blow up, and like maybe it shouldn't have blown up in 2011 because the game was a lot changed, but it definitely made noise. It hit worldwide. Um, Many people consider it, very timeless music, and of course, it will be timeless forever. Um, but I think at the end of the day, I guess it's a learning experience. Of course, Rashad and I would have liked to have seen more, recognition, not only from our peers, the people that we grew up with and shit, but like just overall, like make a splash, like so big that if anybody was surfing, they probably drown. You know what I mean? Like something like that. So, I mean, but like I said, it's a learning experience. We were young. We've come a long way, and from that, I will say, like personally, I don't have any regrets because at the time I thought, yo, we got an outlet, man. Let's do this, and like so, we did what we did.
Did life
Yeah,
change for either of you guys personally after that album dropped?
I would say for me, I mean, life changed as far as getting a little bit of notoriety in hip hop. Even like on an underground level. You know what I mean? For me, there was underground hip hop. I used to buy CDs from underground hip hop and go on their website all the time. And when we put this album out, it was being sold at underground hip hop, and I would go on there and read the comments about the album. So that was a change for me. I'd never experienced anything like that, and it was amazing to see all the feedback that we were getting, especially on that website.
Yeah, it was
And
sick.
I mean, like dudes would be in the comments arguing with each other. I remember one dude said something like, "How can you compare this to Black Moon Enter the Stage?" Like just to even be in that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that you making those comparisons and they having those conversations, like really dudes going back and forth. And that was a change for me. That what, I was content with that. I was content with seeing the response and the appreciation. You know what I mean?
What about your self-confidence? Anything changed for you personally after the album came out?
Uh, I used to go on, underground hip hop a lot too, and like in the forums, and man, it was so cool, man. We had like so many comments, like 4 stars, #1 seller, like from on that platform. But the comments were sick, like Rashad said, like it's great to be recognized. I mean, everybody wants to be recognized in some shape or form, and we definitely got recognition in that respect, and plus other avenues and whatnot. But I won't say like I'm not gonna say like my life really changed, except for the fact that made me want to work more because I felt like, all right, now this is like my real introduction. So let me try to ride this momentum and keep working and make a name for myself. So that's kind of what it did for me.
Right. Were you guys ever able to tour off of this project?
We did a few shows here and there, but we didn't do like a major tour or anything. I
Yeah,
mean, I feel like this album warranted a tour, like a major tour, at least overseas or something. Like, I saw that for this album, but we didn't do anything major on that level.
So what eventually would happen, releasing more music? You kind of had the momentum, 2011. Was the plan to just do one project and see what happens, or what eventually happened to making more music? You guys took like an 8-year hiatus So what's going on in between that time?
For me, I made some joints after, and then we had some situations going on with the label, and then at the same time I lacked motivation because I guess I was looking for a certain type of response concerning putting the record out. I mean, on the underground, it was cool. Like the feedback was great, but monetarily, I guess I was looking for a little bit more. I was looking for maybe some more doors to open, and so I had to keep life going on the side. You know what I mean? Besides rapping, you still gotta live life and keep the bills paid and things like that. So I got my regular life going on too, and I think that's what really intervened with my with the music. You know, so yeah, for me it was just a combination of things, and then I saw the way the game was going, and that really kind of it discouraged me a little bit to see that there was certain types of music or certain rappers that were getting on that were making like trash. You know what I mean? And just getting like bags of money. And dudes were like literally not even saying anything on the track and just getting all types of accolades and awards and things like that. So I was like, and then the thing with me is like I put effort into my music, and I have to use brain cells to write. And I would just see what was going on. I'm like, yo, why should I even put all this work into this? When not really being compensated on the level that these guys are. Not that I have to on that, at that same amount, but at least something. I just feel like the underground market should should be bigger, and it is in a sense, but I just felt like certain doors weren't opening, and like I said, I had to pursue certain things to keep my life going in certain areas.
Right.
But I still dabble, you know, but it's just so saturated now. You know what I mean?
Right. You kind of kept busy your self-confidence. You dropped a joint with Purpose the next year. Can you talk about some of your other projects before you guys reunited 8 years later?
Um, yeah, the Purpose album after, which was kind of cool because it was like a year later, so it was like continual working, just trying to build a brand. And then a couple years after that, I did a project with G. Dot and Born and Ed O.G. here locally. Um, that didn't make a ton of noise just due to the fact, again, kind of like more the promotional side, maybe distribution side. But the people that have heard it, they know that it's legit, as always, if I'm behind it. And then, from there, it was just like a couple singles here and there. I didn't do a full length. In fact, the last full length is the one that just dropped with Beneficence on Ill Adrenaline that we had started about like 4 years ago. Um, I had a project come out actually in 2020 of some unreleased material with an artist from here. Uh,
Jay Farah?
yeah, no, my production dude, my partner, Confidence J Farah presented D's Unreleased. So that was joints we recorded with him back in 2005. And we were like, yo, man, we sent on these tracks all these years, man. Let's put this out. So, we put that out ourselves with the help of Hip Hop Enterprise, my man Michael Mees. And but then in between that time, the Desire single came out with Rashad and I. We did that joint in like 2014, man. Like,
Oh,
you know
okay.
what I'm saying?
So
Like, we had that shit. But, like timing and just, the situation. And it wasn't even legit when it came out. Like really in the back of my mind, I'm like, damn man, we shouldn't like drop nothing. Like we should, if Rashad's like not into it, like one and done. You know what I'm saying? Like who else can you just like drop something and disappear? And it's like, yo, where are you at? Like we all bored. You know what I mean? So like I kind of wish none of that ever came out, and we just kept it as is. And that's Rashad was like, "Yo, I'm on board. Let's do another project." Boom, you know. So, but yeah, man, I've been busy, man. I'm back. I'm back. I should say, like, I never stopped, but I kind of came out of the sort of the spotlight. But after this project with Beneficence, I got other things on deck, other projects that I've already done and almost being done. So I'm gonna act like it's 2005 all over again, even though it's 2021 and you know this music is fading. But you know, so yeah, I'm staying busy, man. Either way, because
Very dope.
that's what I do, music.
For all the fans that want to know, what is the status of Rashad and Confidence going into the future?
Oh shit!
We That's the $1,000,000 question, right?
What up,
Yeah.
Insight?
We trying to figure the answer to that. You know, we exchanging some ideas here and there.
Yeah. What did we
You
talk
know,
about recently? Did we talk about something recently?
we got a joint that Confidence did not too long ago, and we will put that out. We will be putting that out.
Really? Damn.
The thing is, I wanna have another joint to go along with that. So I know Confidence wants to put that track out by itself, but I feel like fans want more. I don't want to just give them, you know,
Yeah.
a crumb here, crumb there. I feel like, you know, maybe throw a couple joints out and just to, you know, satisfy fans. But so that's where we are right now. We just, you know, playing with some ideas.
Right. Any avenues that you're pursuing, Rashad, outside of music?
Yeah, well, non-music related. Yeah, I'm into real estate, and you know, I pay attention to like financial markets and podcasting, and that's about it for right now. So, you know, trying to, you know, get a few lanes open in other areas.
What about you, Confidence? What can we look forward from you in the future while we're waiting on this Rashad and Confidence album?
Yeah, man. Well, you know, I got a project. I'm about ready to put out my dudes from Tennessee, Three Sons, brother duo. We got about 10 joints, couple little videos we're gonna put out and then drop the album. I got another project about 10 songs done with another artist I won't name at the moment. Um, and then outside of that, yeah, man, like Rashad actually kind of got me into real estate as well. You know, I ended up getting my license like last year. I mean, I don't do it full time, but it's something that, you know, it's a possibility at some point I could pick up on it more. But other than that, man, I got, you probably won't believe it, I got a children's book I'm trying to get published.
Oh, that's dope because I just had a lady on yesterday who does children's books.
Really?
So, yeah, I might have to link you guys.
I was going to say, she already put some stuff out?
Oh, yeah, she's on book number 8.
Oh, damn. Yeah, so, I mean, I'm talking to some, like, publisher, you know, self-publishing, print-on-demand type shit. So trying to figure that out. I also got a website being built now, specifically, like, I kind of look at it, like, primarily for DJs. It's like a DJ application. So I got a guy, he's helping me build it. Well, he's really building it. He's, like, the software developer. That's been in the works for a long time, man. Like, me and my brother and my dude Ben from Tunisia, we started working on this in like 2014, and he built it. He built the database, but then like kind of like we kind of dropped the ball, and like I decided to pick it back up a couple years ago. So I'm getting that going without diving into it too much. So like, you know, like Rashad, I'm trying to stay busy, man. Like, you know, music, family, work. Just trying to stay busy.
No doubt. Hey, I want to appreciate you guys for taking the opportunity to update your fans. I know I see a lot of chats about you guys, so it was great to have you two together. Before we get out of here, can I get your take on the current price of the Element of Surprise and what you guys think when you see that project going for so much money on the secondhand market?
I'll let Confidence speak on that.
I mean, shit.
Inflation.
Yeah, it's dope. I mean, because I just bought a couple. I just bought a couple records off eBay myself for the collection. I'm talking like 70s stuff, and one of the joints was like 120 bucks. So I was like, damn, like I need this record though. I was like, you know what? If it's already 120, I don't see how it could go down. It was a collector's item, like, and I guess to compare that to the element of surprise, with the vinyl that was put out and it was sold out and all that, it's like, okay, well, I'm not giving up my copy. Okay, I'll give it up, but I'll give it up for this much, because it's like supply and demand. So I guess the internet decides the price. You know what I'm saying? Whoever is behind it, they're driving the price. Just like, when the pandemic started and people were charging, all this money for like toilet paper or whatever. So it's like the internet is in charge of what they want to charge for it, I guess.
It's the hip hop speculators.
No doubt. Like I said, I want to thank you guys for joining us. Any last words, Rashad, for your supporters before we get out of here?
I love y'all. We appreciate all the support, all the feedback, man. Don't count us out. You know what I mean? We like I said, we trading some thoughts right now. So we definitely want to put something out. It's just all about timing and yeah, but we definitely appreciate you guys, and hopefully we can get something out before the next pandemic. No, I'm joking.
I had to think about that. Like, no doubt.
Yeah, man. Yeah, closing. I'm sorry. Did you ask me a question, or was it?
It was a final words for your supporters that have been supporting you throughout the years.
Oh yeah, I always wonder, like, maybe a drawn out answer, but I still get people hit me up about the album, and I always, show my appreciation and support. I hope people like know that I mean it, and I'm not just like, hey, thanks for the love. Okay, see ya. Like, cause an album that came out 10 years ago wasn't like, this big. That people still. I know a dude. Shout out to my dude, DJ Nelson, man. Yo, every time he gets a new car, he puts in a Rashad Confidence song to bless. In fact, no, he puts on Brand New. Every time he gets a new car, he's got 3 cars. I told him to stop crashing, but he puts on Brand New to like set off the that whatever, the buying process or the completion of it. So like, can you imagine? Like, shit, like, again, we didn't like blow up, but like there's still like that love, and like Rashad said, man, it's really appreciated, and we respect everyone that respects that music, because that's what we try to put forth is high quality, music, and shout out to those people that still show love, because that's why I want to do it. Put that out, keep getting that reciprocation. So
right. Before we get out of here, I know you're on the low, Rashad, but is there any social media that you want to shout out there so people can keep up with you?
Damn, you know what, man? I wish I could tell you, to be honest.
Okay.
I'm on Facebook for real estate. That's about it. But yeah, IG. I'm not on IG like that. But yeah, I'm really on a low. But when we put some music out, we'll definitely get all that back up and running as far as the social media. But Confidence, he's definitely all over social media.
I do okay. Just the IG. You